everybody, and welcome back to Pokeflame Forever. Today I'm gonna go over 10 Pokemon that I think should get a new form in Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I'm not gonna name it Galarian top 10 Pokemon that should get Galarian forms because I probably can't spell Galarian because that's a confusing word to spell, and I don't want to spell it wrong. So they did release 2 different Galarian forms, and that was for Weezling and Zigzagoon, Linoon, and they got an evolution, and then there was some other Pokemon in the corner. So let's get started with number 10. It's Toxicroak. I tried to pick ones from either Sinnoh or Johto that were somewhat like animals from England, so I looked up if there were frogs in England and there are toads or something like that. So maybe they could give Toxicroak and Crobat Galarian forms and make it, instead of poison fighting, maybe poison ground or ground fighting. I don't know why ground, maybe ground because it's more of a toad then, and I just needed to pick a type for that one, and some of these I have no idea what the type would be for it, but it would just be cool if they would make it that. So moving on to number 9, and number 9 I picked Growlithe and Arcanine because everybody wanted an Alolan form of Growlithe and Arcanine, and there was a fake leak about it when Sun and Moon came out. And I tried not to pick many Pokemon from Gen 1, since Gen 1 got all the Alolan forms in the last time they made different forms. And it would just be kind of neat to see them actually make Alolan, well, not Alolan Arcanine, just a different form of Arcanine, because Arcanine's like a fan favorite Pokemon, and it would be cool to see Arcanine get the new form, and I think it would be a fan favorite then if it would be made. It doesn't really have to be water type. I don't really care what type it is. It could be any type. For all I care, it'd just be kind of neat to see. So moving on to number 8. And I thought it would be kind of funny if there was like a fruit bat that lived in England, and I looked it up and there wasn't. They only eat insects there. So I thought it would be funny if there was like a grass bat or a bat that looked like fruit. So I know it would be a stretch, but it would be kind of funny if they would make Crobat's body into like a raspberry, and then its wings were like nab berries. It would be funny, but that's not what it's gonna be. So it would have to be like I don't know, bug poison, but then it would be way weaker if it was part bug. So maybe I guess I can't really think of the typing for it that would be good. Maybe fire poison would be a pretty cool typing. But that wouldn't make much sense. I guess then it could hunt bugs better, but flying types are also, this is just confusing. I just thought it would be neat if they had Crobat be a regional form. So, moving on. Alright, number 7 is a quick one I added in, because I messed it up. I put in Sandslash and Sandshrew for this, but they already have Alolan forms, so I decided to take them out at the last minute, and I had to quick find one to replace them. So, because I read that hedgehogs are a big thing there, so I tried to find the closest Pokemon to a hedgehog, and I didn't want to pick Shaman, because Shaman's like a mythical Pokemon, and that wouldn't make sense to have a regional form. And Sandslash was pretty close to a hedgehog, so then that one had a regional form, so I just quick went to Excadrill, which I believe is Steel Ground, I want to say. But I will double check that quick. If I can find it quick. but I think you could change it to, like, steel, I don't know, steel something. Maybe steel poison? That'd be a cool typing. Steel and poison type, yeah, I could see that being a possibility. Like, it would change so it would have, like, spikes on its back, and then it would have, like, poisonous spikes that it could shoot out. Maybe. Actually, this makes way more sense than it did before, so, moving on. Stantler, because on a list of animals that live in England, Stantler was, or no, red deer were on the list, and it'd be kind of funny to see Stantler get a, special form. Like, maybe it would be red, and then it would be a fire type. And Stantler's kind of goofy, and it would be funny to see get a new form. So, moving on to number 5. For number 5, I picked Golurk. I saw this picture in another video by somebody else that I was watching, and I thought Golurk would actually be a pretty cool idea to make into a Galarian form, and Golurk's not the only Pokemon on this list that I think should be a knight, and it would be cool. Next one is 2, so let's move on to number 4. Gallade would make a really cool, Galarian form, because then it could have, like, a suit, it could, like, have more armor and become, like, Psychic Steel or Steel Fighting, and it would be a pretty neat type, and maybe it could have a sword or a shield, I don't know, but it would be kind of neat to see Gallade. I don't know if you could really make Gardevoir a form, but, I mean, I'm sure somebody could come up with a way to make that, but, yeah, I just think Gallade would be a cool idea, so moving on to number 3. And for number 3, I think Mareep would be a really cool idea. You could give it, like, them big, curly goat horns, so it could be like a bighorn sheep, and make it, like, rock electric, and have a little less floof to it. It would actually be a really cool and neat thing to have a electric rock type Pokemon. I don't know, there's probably other electric rock types, but Mareep would be a cool Pokemon to be electric rock, and then, I don't know, Ampharos could still be electric rock, I guess, but it would have big horns then. Maybe its horns could be, like, curly and out to the sides. I don't know how they could do Ampharos, but Mareep and Flaffy seem pretty easy to do for that. But, yeah, moving on to number 2, Dweezil, because I heard there are otters that live in, England, and, the closest Pokemon to an otter besides Oshawott, which is a starter Pokemon, which would make sense to be a regional form, is Dweezil and Floatzel. They're pretty close. I don't really know what typing you could change it to. This one's kind of tough to pick. I just thought it would be cool if they did make it a regional form. So, maybe grass water? I'm not really sure on this one at all, but it'd be kind of cool. So, moving on. Right, the last one on this list is one I'm pretty sure everyone could agree on, and it actually does make a lot of sense if you think about it, in the way that I think about it. Like, just think about the Loch Ness Monster. It's like a dinosaur, kind of like a specific Pokemon that we already have that they could change a little bit, and that is Lapras. Lapras would make a lot of sense. They could make it, like, more vicious. I mean, give it, like, teeth, maybe. Little bigger. I don't know what typing it could be. I don't think it would be ice type. It could be, like, water or grass, since in every show when they make fun of the Loch Ness Monster, it's usually a log or a tree branch that's just floating in the water. So maybe water grass or water Steel, that one doesn't make as much sense, but it would be kind of cool to have a Water Steel type Pokemon that's not Empoleon. And, hopefully soon I will be making a new, video of how to make custom Pokemon cards, but for now, maybe next week, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. I will see you guys next time.